You are listening to KLRN Radio, where liberty and reason still reign.
All writers are prone to becoming so attached to our characters and stories that we struggle to see why a passage may not be working. It takes another set of eyes to help us nurture our writing to full maturity. At Black Wolf Editorial Services, we strive to enable writers to develop and grow, shaping stories into masterpieces that can stand the test of time. Editing services are provided for all genres and all age categories. Services range from critiques of the short story through to the line edits of the full-length novel and copy editing for those preparing for publication. We also offer assistance on generating a writer's bio for your websites, as well as help with those book blurbs and promotional material. We won't abandon you to the masses. We want to celebrate with you in your successes. Black Wolf Editorial Services, nurturing your writing into maturity. For a full list of services and prices, visit us at blackwolfeditorial.com.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control over your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank account, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problems now by calling the experts at Tax Mediation Services and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. Tax Mediation Services is accredited by the Better Business Bureau. Call now for a free case review and a price protection guaranteed quote.
Call Tax Mediation Services now at 800-610-9050. That's 800-610-9050. 800-610-9050.
KLRN Radio has advertising rates available. We have rates to fit almost any budget. Contact us at advertising@klrnradio.com.
This is Slickery Trigger for Rebel Road Tactical. With proper care and feeding, your pistol will be ready when you need it, there to save your life. Shouldn't your gear be that good? Whether you need a holster for comfortable everyday carry or a tough-as-nails holster for your next training course, Rebel Road Tactical has what you need. Check us out on the web at rebelroadtactical.com.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-516-7602 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-516-7602 to take your call right now. Call 1-800-516-7602. That's 1-800-516-7602. Again, 1-800-516-7602.
You're listening to the Spark Radio Network, internet radio like you've never heard before. Innovation, creativity, and imagination are all said to begin with a spark. So fasten your seatbelt and take the ride of your life and listen for the spark.
And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
Freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. We didn't pass it on to our children in the bloodstream. The only way they can inherit the freedom we have known is if we fight for it, protect it, defend it, and then hand it to them with the well-taught lessons of how they in their lifetime must do the same.
I'm not ready to end the fight. I'm not ready to back down. 'Cause I've been through hell and I don't have time to go round and round and round. It's too late to turn back now. You know I wouldn't if I could. 'Cause I'm proud as hell. I can't bring myself to do what it is you think I should.
All right, folks. Well, happy Thursday. I hope you've enjoyed the KLRN radio lineup this evening. So far, we've had Dr. Lou Bell and Dr. Randy Arrington with Wake Up America Radio. Then we went to the mid-shift with JD and Stacy hosting Game On. Then we have yours truly and Jen. And then after that, you get just me with America Off the Rails. And then we will have the Rhino Report rounding out the night. So lots of good radio, lots of differing views. Most of the folks on this station, though, kind of, at least the stuff that we run live and we're not syndicating from other places, we've kind of all landed in the same general place. We have some differing ideas. We have some hosts that think the Hamilton Doctrine is a good idea. We have some hosts that think that no matter what, neither one of these people should be president. And then we have some other hosts that are like, I really don't like him, but I really don't feel like I have a choice. I myself happen to be in the I would rather boil myself in oil than vote for either one of them category, but we'll get to that here in a little bit. As usual, I do have Jen joining me, who is taking second chair this evening. And good evening, Miss Jen. How are you?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I don't know. I mean, tomorrow's Friday, so that's always good. But it seems
good.
Seems like it's been a really, really long week, and it seems like it's not getting any shorter because every time I turn around, I'm being asked to help with a new project.
That'll certainly extend it.
Woohoo! All right. So speaking of long weeks and fun times, you wanted to make sure that we did a little bit of Olympics talks again, and since I am basically kind of sans coverage right now, I'll leave most of that to you and chime in when I can.
Okay, so basically, if nobody tuned in on Tuesday, I'm a huge Olympics junkie. My family, we've always watched. My sister was an elite level gymnast. We've been competitive in multiple sports, and we've just always been an Olympics family. I don't know if it's like American pride or what the deal is, but we're just super gung-ho. We have like multiple devices connected, watching different things. So it's always like a big time of year, especially the Summer Olympics. And so Rick has to suffer through it with me being all rah-rah USA. But let's go to okay, so the medal count right now. USA is dominating. Actually, just before the show started, we won another gold medal. So now we have 36 medals total. China is behind us with 29, then Japan at 21, and then it just goes really far down from there. So we are absolutely killing it. I want to mention a few of the big ones. So everybody knows that on Tuesday, the women's gymnastics team won the team all-around by 8 points, which is just like ridiculous. So today, 2 of our girls competed in the individual all-around, where they each compete in an event and they get their own scores. And so they're going for gold, silver, or bronze. What's sad about this is that there's just a 2 person per country rule in gymnastics. And the reason for this is to try to stop dominance by certain countries, namely Russia, China, and the United States, and also to make it more, it's really just to even the playing field, honestly. So it kind of stinks because our third girl, Gabby Douglas, actually came in third in the qualifier, and she's completely cut from the competition and does not get to compete in this. So I ask you, does that seem like that's really putting forth the best of the best when you're talking about an Olympic medal?
All right, so I think I missed something somewhere. So what happened?
Okay, so they have to compete in the qualifiers, just like any other, semifinals, whatever they are, prelims, depends on the sport. So they also have to compete in prelims. And their prelim qualifying scores is what allows them to go to the individual all-arounds. And so 24 girls qualify to compete for the all-around medal to be the best gymnast in the Olympics, basically. Best gymnast in the world. They only allow 2 girls per country. This is the same in men's gymnastics. They only allow 2 men per country to qualify. So in the preliminary round, we had 3 girls that competed for the all-around to see who would qualify. The top 3 scores in the prelims were American girls. Our third girl had to be cut because they do not allow more than 2 girls to compete from any country. So she's the third best in the world, but she doesn't get to compete for an Olympic medal.
Okay, that's just messed up.
I mean, why are we going to call it like the Olympics, the best of the best, if they're not even allowed to compete? That seems ridiculous. Anyways, moving on. And that stinks for her too, because that's Gabby Douglas, and she was the reigning Olympic gold all-around champion from 2012. So, but she took it like a champ, and that was all great. But, moved forward. So Simone Biles and Allie Raisman are the 2 U.S. girls that competed, and they won gold and silver. And not only that, but they won gold and silver about 2 points. Well, our silver winner was 2 points higher than the bronze winner. And 2 points in gymnastics is that's ridiculous. And this puts it all in perspective. Simone Biles wins individual all-around gold by insane 2.1 points. That's bigger than margin of victory from 1980 to 2012 combined. That's how dominant these girls are. And one of ours wasn't allowed to compete. That definitely would have taken the bronze. So we're a bunch of dominant, flippin' little gymnasts, and it was really cool to see them win that. I was going to mention, for sake of Angie, what our good friend, artist Angie, I was going to mention what some of the most recent gold medals were, and one of them was in women's judo. Kayla Harrison, she won a gold. Right before we went on air, Ryan Murphy won the 200-meter backstroke. He won gold. And then we had a women's cycling gold medal, too. So we've had a lot of women perform really high. And like we talked about on Tuesday, we've got more women representing the U.S. than ever in the history of the Olympics from any country. So, anybody that's into that girl power, we're kicking butt.
Yeah, I mean, no, it's been completely amazing to the little bit that I've been able to keep up with. Damn you, NBC and Dish, just saying. And I don't know, I think maybe this year, maybe it's a good thing that I'm not watching, because it seems like usually when I watch, we do well, but it seems like we're completely killing it this year, so maybe I'm bad luck.
A little bit of that, like, baseball superstition.
I don't know. So maybe I'll just not watch the Summer Olympics from now on and see if the trend continues.
It's so good. And I'll tell you, it has been like such a good break for me from all the insane politics to be like really excited and really inspired, and just, getting to watch these amazing men and women that have just trained so hard and perfected their skills to such a level, and watching it all pay off. And then watching them as they stand on the podiums with the national anthem and their hands over their hearts and just tears in their eyes, and their families celebrating, and the crowds, even the Rio crowds that are not, we're always dominant. I mean, USA always brings quite a crowd, but some of these crowds aren't heavily USA dominant, American dominant. And our athletes are just so renowned and so well respected that they start chanting USA. It's not just the American contingency that's doing it. So that's really cool to see. And I would kind of argue that it flies in the face of the idea that we're just so hated all around the world. I think there is still some of that, but at these Olympic Games, it's all about camaraderie, and people are really, embracing our athletes for how amazing they are. And they're all acting very respectably too. So that helps, that they're being very sportsmanlike and, just representing the United States well. The one thing I was going to say about things not being as as friendly, there's not being as much of like a camaraderie, is with Michael Phelps and the Chad Leclos, who beat him in the 2012 games in the 200-meter butterfly, which is Michael's bread and butter. That's his. So Chad Leclos from South Africa, that is Michael's main race. So he dominates in so many different things, but this 200-meter butterfly is his thing. And he wasn't quite, he admits he did not train quite as hard. He kind of played around a lot before the London Olympics. He still dominated like crazy, but he came in second to Chad Leclos in this event. So that happened last night, or maybe it was Tuesday night late. And Chad Leclos, everybody has seen hashtag Phelps face and the picture of him like under his hood, Michael Phelps under his hood, like frowning. And there's the gif of it now. And the guy that's dancing around in front of him and kind of like shadow boxing and stuff, that's Chad Leclos. And he was doing it on purpose. He's trying to rile Michael up. A bunch of people were saying hashtag don't poke the bear started trending because everyone's like, don't poke the bear, Michael Phelps. You're just screwing yourself. And it turns out that they get up on the podium or they get up on the stand and he is staring Michael down. Michael never looks at him. Michael beats him in the semifinals. Then they go to the final. Phelps wins outright, no question about it. And Chad Leclos ends up not even medaling. So he spent all that time taunting and being a jerk face and didn't even end up getting on the podium. So vindication for Michael Phelps. Did you see that meme? Did you see the GIF?
Oh yeah, it's been all over the place. That
funny face.
That
I'm like, how could you not? I don't know how anybody didn't.
Yeah, that I did see, and that made Michael Phelps look a little bit like a potential serial killer. But hey, just saying.
It was just like so unprecedented in that weight room for someone to be so active and to be doing what Chad Leclos was doing right in front of him. It's usually like a place where everybody kind of sits and chills. They might stretch a little, they might shake out some muscles, but they're typically very quiet. It's definitely like a prep room. And so that was considered pretty disrespectful and obviously like taunting Phelps, and then of course his face was priceless, which is why it all went viral. I mean, it looked like he was about to snarl and like bite him in the neck and rip out his vocal cords or something. It was hilarious. But yeah, Phelps is continuing to go. He's won 3 golds here so far. He's got more races to go. He's 31. It's his 5th Olympics. He now has 21 golds, 2 silvers, 2 bronze for a total of 25 medals, making him, he was already the most decorated Olympian of all time. It's just sealing the deal even further. I don't know when we'll ever see this record broken. And he still has 3 or 4 races to go, depending on what they decide to put him in. So, yeah, it's another Phelps Olympic, and I think hashtag Phelps face is going to be a thing for decades to come. And that's pretty much my wrap up on the Olympics.
Hashtag Phelps face. You gotta love that. Oh man!
Oh my gosh, so fun.
All right, so while you've been enjoying the Olympics and remembering what it's like to be a normal American, I have been again immersing myself almost completely in politics when I'm not at work, and I think I need a vacation. Just saying. Oh, it's just been crazy.
Just Michael Phelps just won another gold medal. Just, to just drive the point home. It just came across my updates.
Nice.
So back to the awfulness.
Yeah, the awfulness that is this election cycle. Oh, I don't understand how we ever got to the point of where we are right now and how we're ever going to be anywhere near where we should be ever again. realize that the more we need them, the more we will always need them. And they need us to need them. And this election cycle is glaringly apparent that that is exactly what we have, is a continuation of all of that. Because they're not even hiding the fact that they're working together behind the scenes anymore. If anything, they're now making it even more apparent than ever, because anytime Hillary steps in it anywhere, anyway, here comes Donald Trump, white knight to the rescue. Let me push you out of the way and jump on that grenade for you, because I don't want you to say anything stupid, because I can say something stupider.
Yeah, it certainly seems... it's just getting harder and harder to not see it as a coordinated effort. It's certainly seeming like one.
And the worst thing about that is, because I've spent the better part of the last 2 days trying to convince people that if you really just look, there's no way this could be coincidence, because every time the media turns their attention to Hillary, he one-ups her. Every time. Everybody started talking about the fact that she had the father of the shooter at her rally, and, well, how could she not know? He's on the stage. Secret Service had to clear him, blah, blah, blah. What was it, a day later, and Donald Trump has a child molester on stage at his... I mean, really? What?
Yeah, so, Mark Foley, who's a disgraced U.S. rep, for people that don't really remember, he resigned in 2006 over suggestive emails and sexually explicit IMs to congressional pages that were teenage boys. These were explicit messages. So the self-awareness fail here of calling out Clinton about Mateen's father being over her shoulder while Foley is sitting over his is just too delicious for the mainstream media to pass up. And for anybody that's paying any sort of attention, it's just a massive self-awareness fail.
I go one further. Was it really a self-awareness fail, or was it just another way to point everything back to him?
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess it depends on if you want to look at it that he's just an oblivious kind of buffoon about it all, or whether it's coordinated because he's directly, purposely helping Clinton. That changes the look of it. But it's getting harder. Like I said, it's getting harder and harder not to think that it's absolutely on purpose. I mean, it just is uncanny how many times this happens. It's over and over and over. And we're just in August.
Oh, God, don't remind me. We still have 3 more months of this crap.
Yeah, it's only going to get worse.
So right about now, I'm wishing I had JD's soundboard and could rack back the shotgun. It's just like, I need to get that. Yeah, because that's honestly, I mean, look, all joking aside, the simple fact of the matter is we have lost it as a country, because we don't even understand that people are entitled to have different views than we have anymore. I mean, look, I talk to people with differing views than mine all day, every day on social media, and I do my best, my level best, to try to not be a dick. Because the simple fact of the matter is, we are allowed to disagree. Honestly, sometimes when we disagree is when we can finally come together long enough to realize, hey, this is kind of screwed up. We should probably figure out a way to fix this. But we can't do that anymore, because as soon as you get even one person, and I had this happen to me today. Somebody was like, yeah, well, both parties are messed up, so maybe we should do something to fix them. I'm like, well, what do you think I've been talking to you about for the last hour? We really are trying to do that. But if we continue to pick up the banner and march off to war as conditioned each election cycle, nothing is ever going to change. And then within 5 minutes, 3 or 4 other people had jumped in. We're making weird comments, posting weird pictures of some dude was like, this is you in real life, and shows some guy bent over cowering in a field with his the almost armadillo but facing up instead of curled up in a ball. And it was just completely weird. And he was like, this is you in real life with me tagged in it. And I'm like, what the hell? And then the next picture was, and this is me in real life looking at you being you. And it's some guy with like freaking Elton John's glasses on steroids. I was like, dude, did those come with like a free mani-pedi or something? Because those are a little trippy. And I just, it amazes me because nobody can be civil anymore and disagree. And well, I say nobody, but as a group, we just can't do it because if somebody civilly disagrees with you, someone else will jump into the middle of the conversation and be like, "Yeah, well, you're a douche." Like, yeah, okay, whatever. I'm just trying to tell you that things are broken. They've been broken for a very long time, and we haven't been paying attention because at this point there is very little daylight between either party. And I'm sorry, after watching it play out every single time Hillary Clinton gets anywhere near a landmine, all of a sudden Donald Trump comes white knighting out of the middle of nowhere, pushes her out of the way, jumps on it like Dudley Do-Right, and it's like a cartoon explosion, and he's still there. That's the thing that trips me out. He keeps shoulder blocking her from anything the media tries to hit her with, takes it full bore, and he's still there. I don't understand how at this point, it almost seems like the media is just as complicit in it as everybody else is because they keep hitting him and they keep hitting him and they keep hitting him, but he's still here. And
I do think it has something to do with just like reasonable humility and basic decency. There were times when other people have been pushed out of races for, as we now know, is like just ridiculously less than anything that he's done or said. Some misspeaks here or there, or just a gesture of some sort has had people resigning or pulling out of races. And I think that in some of those cases, those people listened a little too much to the critics, a little too much to the mainstream media. They allowed themselves to be bullied out of the situation. In this case, we're talking about a man who just has no regard for anything and a party that has enabled him basically this entire time. Way back, especially, let's just go to this year, okay? Let's just go to when we're talking about like this year, debates start. When he starts saying some of these outrageous, controversial, and downright awful things, the party should have been pressuring him to get out. Not necessarily the media, because they love a three-ring circus. Not necessarily, other candidates. The party should have been saying, look, there's no room for you here. They should have been pushing for him to go way before anybody was voting on anything. And they should not have tolerated it. They should not have allowed it. They did, and he became untouchable. Sure, he gets backlash in the media. Sure, it dominates news cycles for days. But he doesn't actually have any consequences from it in the sense of feeling obligated to, A, apologize, B, drop out, and bow out because it's just too much. And these are things we've never really seen before. I guess we've seen it a little bit with Democrats here or there, but never to this extent. And it's just a case of something gone too far, and now that's part of the shtick. Basically, it's part of the bit to do this, to be like this, and to go, meh, don't care what you think, keep going, when anybody else would have been pushed out.
Pretty much. I mean, it's what happens when you allow a reality TV star to run for president. I still stand, and I can't take credit for this, but I still stand by something that I said in one of the groups that we're in. We really need to figure out a way to render him unconscious long enough, and I don't mean in a painful way, but to render him unconscious long enough, or get him out of the country long enough for somebody to build a fake movie set, White House, all that fun stuff, and wake him up, be like, hey, you won, turn him loose, let him think he's president, and then not burst his bubble for at least a year.
I mean, I think that this is one of the most brilliant ideas anybody has ever had in the history of mankind.
I was thinking,
and who wouldn't watch it? And he'd make so much money. Hell, I bet if it was proposed to him, he'd even go for it.
And how much do you want to bet that when he loses, he's going to say, guess what, folks? This was all a run-up to my next reality TV show.
I mean,
Trump in the White House.
I don't put anything past him. Not a thing.
I mean, dude, think about it, though. I mean, what was that old one of the ones where Jim Carrey tried to actually play a serious character, and they were like watching his whole life through cameras. We could do that.
Yeah, with the Truman Show.
Yeah, it would be the Trump Show. We could do that. I mean, he doesn't have to know that it's all fake, at least for a while. Then we could actually like finally let him out.
I kind of think he prefers it all to be fake.
Well, probably.
You know, I mean, as opposed to Truman, who was like, once he realized it, like wanted to get out and have a real life and not have things. I mean, I think Trump prefers it to be fake. I mean, I think that's why he does a lot of the stuff that he does.
Oh, so many places I could take this conversation. Lucky for us, it's time for a break.
Time for a break.
When we come back, folks, we've still got lots more show. We're going to actually play a clip of Trump saying something that if he'd said it just a little bit differently, probably every conservative could have agreed with, but he didn't. And then, of course, we have the only mouthpiece for Lord Cheesy Poof, Mr. Sean Hannity, who basically decided to name names last night. We have some audio about that. We'll be discussing that as well. Again, this is the Jenn and Rick Show. You are listening to us live on KLRNradio.com, our new home and the new internet home for the Spark Radio Network. We'll be right back with you here in just a couple minutes. Got to pay some bills, but
it's too late to turn back now. You know I wouldn't if I could, 'cause I'm proud as hell. I can't bring myself to do what it is you think I should.
You are listening to KLRN Radio, where liberty and reason still reign.
All writers are prone to becoming so attached to our characters and stories that we struggle to see why a passage may not be working. It takes another set of eyes to help us nurture our writing to full maturity. At Black Wolf Editorial Services, we strive to enable writers to develop and grow, shaping stories into masterpieces that can stand the test of time. Editing services are provided for all genres and all age categories. Services range from critiques of the short story through to the line edits of the full-length novel and copy editing for those preparing for publication. We also offer assistance on generating a writer's bio for your websites, as well as help with those book blurbs and promotional material. We won't abandon you to the masses. We want to celebrate with you in your successes. Black Wolf Editorial Services, nurturing your writing into maturity. For a full list of services and prices, visit us at blackwolfeditorial.com.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control over your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank account, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problems now by calling the experts at Tax Mediation Services and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. Tax Mediation Services is accredited by the Better Business Bureau. Call now for a free case review and a price protection guaranteed quote.
Call Tax Mediation Services now at 800-610-9050. That's 800-610-9050. 800-610-9050.
KLRN Radio has advertising rates available. We have rates to fit almost any budget. Contact us at advertising@klrnradio.com.
This is Slickery Trigger for Rebel Road Tactical. With proper care and feeding, your pistol will be ready when you need it, there to save your life. Shouldn't your gear be that good? Whether you need a holster for comfortable everyday carry or a tough-as-nails holster for your next training course, Rebel Road Tactical has what you need. Check us out on the web at rebelroadtactical.com.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-516-7602 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-516-7602 to take your call right now. Call 1-800-516-7602. That's 1-800-516-7602. Again, 1-800-516-7602.
You're listening to the Spark Radio Network, internet radio like you've never heard before. Innovation, creativity, and imagination are all said to begin with a spark. So fasten your seatbelt and take the ride of your life and listen for the spark.
I'm not ready to end the fight. I'm not ready to back down. 'Cause I've been through hell and I don't have time to go round and round and round. It's too late to turn back now. You know I wouldn't if I could. 'Cause I'm proud as hell. I can't bring myself to do what it is you think I should.
All right, folks, we are back. We are live. We're into the last half of the show already. My, oh my, where does the time go? And we still have quite a bit left to talk about. Wouldn't you like to know what we were talking about while we were on break? Too bad. Some things you're just never going to know. All right, so as promised, we have a little bit of a clip from Lord Cheesy Poof, or my second favorite Donald Trump nickname as of lately, which is Emperor Hero Cheeto, which actually belongs to another friend of mine who I didn't realize was actually the one that started it. I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, so anyway, this is Trump, and again, if you listen, there's a point where if he would have said what he's about to say a slightly different way, every single actual conservative would have applauded him, but he just had to take it one step further and bring us back to tinfoil hatville. And here's the clip.
ISIS is honoring President Obama. He is the founder of ISIS. He's the founder of ISIS, okay? He's the founder. He founded ISIS. And I would say the co-founder would be crooked Hillary Clinton.
Donald. Why do you always have to take things just that one little bit too far? I know it's because you're used to reality TV, but look, you could have had pretty much everyone for once actually agreeing that for once you said something that is true. You could have had all of these people, me included, that are like, dude, I'm never... and it probably wouldn't have changed the fact that we were voting for you, or not voting for you, but a lot of us still would have said, you know what? For once, he actually didn't step in it. Except instead of saying all the things you could have said, like, for example, Barack Obama is partially responsible for the creation of ISIS, his ineptitude has led to the creation and expansion of ISIS, the fact that he pulled out of Iraq early has caused ISIS to get stronger. All of these things are true. But he didn't found them. Ugh.
Right. I have been trying really hard, especially since this has gotten so yucky. Let's just say that. I have a 3-year-old. Yucky. I don't know what other way to describe this election. It's just very, very yucky. So, since it's gotten so bad, I have tried really hard not to jump on, and I despise both candidates so greatly that I've tried really hard not to jump on, you know, the controversies, the like, and display full rage over just things that don't need to be. if someone's saying, oh, Hillary, blah, 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 and it's like, well, actually, that's not really true. She already denounced this. And, I want to be accurate. I want to be honest about it. I don't want to be kind of caught up in the whirlwind of the emotional crap that so many people do. I want to be honest about Hillary, and I want to be honest about Trump, and I want to hold them accountable. But I also want to acknowledge when they have not, when they're being misrepresented, or when something's being taken out of context, or people are angry about something that's not really a big deal. At first, when I saw everyone being like, he said that Obama founded ISIS, I was like, oh, he probably didn't say that. He said, something like it, and people just went and ran with it. So I went and, did find the clip and listened to it and all of that. And he said that Obama founded ISIS, and there's just no way to sugarcoat that or move around it. And it's utterly ridiculous. So what happens? An awesome little piece by Vox that lets me mock Vox again, because I just love to mock Vox because they're ridiculous. And you take something absurd like Trump saying that Obama founded ISIS, which is 100% not true and cannot be contributed to Obama in any way, shape, or form, to Zach Beauchamp, a writer for Vox, writing a piece about how you can actually blame it on Trump. So he starts out, on Bush. He starts out trying to say that Trump is wrong and, to go against Trump. And then he says, all these comments are wrong, however, in two distinct and equally damaging ways. First, Trump completely botches the history of ISIS. The group was founded in 1999 and really grew up after the U.S. invasion of Iraq. If any president could be blamed for ISIS's founding, it's George W. Bush, because they were founded in 1999. Remind me again, when was George Bush president?
Not in 1999.
Not 2 years later?
But guess who was? wait, hang on. Guess who was president in 1999? Bill Clinton.
A Democrat. Oh, right. That's so inconvenient. Anyways, there are charts that show, and there's definitely a lot of there are a lot of statistics and research that shows that ISIS did flourish under Obama, but he absolutely did not found them, nor has he in any direct sort of way been responsible for anything that this terroristic regime has done. It's absurd to lay that blame on any president. You can say that they have, not contained the situation enough, have not helped the world out in putting them down on the world stage enough or something like that. But to act like he's solely responsible, and especially for their creation in the very beginning, is just so laughable and embarrassing.
I just, again, this was an easy one. He could have, and look, don't get me wrong. I actually edited a lot of the very ending out because he had the crowd cheering. They were absolutely eating out of his hand by the end of it. But these are the people that were already eating it out of his hand when he got there. He literally could have, at least for 30 seconds, legitimately knocked one out of the park if he would have said, hey, ISIS is celebrating about Obama right now, which is probably true, because if not for his ineptitude, they wouldn't be where they are. But you didn't have to go Alex Jones. You didn't have to do it. But you did it anyway.
But he does time and time again. He also did this when he furthered the 9/11 truthers at the debates, back in the spring. He kind of tends to have that InfoWars type, things that he has, those InfoWars type sound bites that he gives, the little snippets that he says that can't be taken back, that plant a seed, that make his really delusional alt-right, or even just far non-thinking anti-intellectual right go rah, 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 and then riles up all the conspiracy theorists. And I think it's on purpose. I think he intends to do that.
So wait,
and then he could just be like, I just made a comment. Everybody needs to get over it. Just chill out. But he's intentionally planting those seeds.
So little snippets of things that he says, kind of like this one.
I am Cornholio. I need TV for my bunghole.
Couldn't resist. Ever since that first logo, man, it's just anytime anybody says Trump Pence, it's the first thing I think of.
fun.
There's so many things that he could be doing differently. And I don't understand how there are so many people that can see all of the different little things that he's done throughout this campaign that prove that he really doesn't give a damn about this campaign or about us. Because, I mean, look, first of all, I've already told everybody this for about the last 7 years that I've done these shows. I don't believe in coincidence, so I've always had this nagging issue in the back of my mind with the fact that before he announced that he was running, he was on the phone with Bill Clinton. What the hell purpose did that phone call serve? Why were they talking to each other? And then if you look at their family dynamic a lot closer, you see pictures of them usually hanging out together. He invited Hillary to, I believe it was his daughter's wedding. Their daughters are friends. So, I mean, these people are interconnected in so many different ways. But yet they pretend to hate each other in front of the cameras.
I'm not buying it.
Because you know they're laughing at us as soon as the cameras go off. They have to be. These people have been friends, have been around each other for years. As a matter of fact, when we change over to do the America Off the Rails show, I have a full almost 6 minutes of almost everything that he said during this campaign cycle and other things that he said years before and recently that contradict those very things. A lot of them are about Hillary Clinton. And we're going to go through that piece by piece, bit by bit, and tear it apart because I want you people to understand this is not stuff that we're making up at this point. There is actual proof that we, the American people, are being played. Our election cycle has been rigged this time, definitely. And I'm afraid if we go back and look, we're probably going to find that at least for the last few cycles, they figured out how to get us to the point where all we're doing now is, again, as I've said time and time again, picking up the color banner that aligns with the party that we most feel that represents us and marching off to war. And at this point, they have literally put 2 liberal candidates at the head of each party, and nobody is noticing. What's worse is we have folks that are supposed conservatives now going to war for these same people. And it's getting a little interesting. I actually figure for the last little bit we can go ahead and move on to the clip that I was talking about. We actually have the only, used to be someone I thought would be cool to sit down and have a beer with, Sean Hannity, and the fact that he went on a little mini rant last night and called out a bunch of conservatives for deciding not to endorse or support or vote for Trump. So here we go.
Analysis that if they continue to do what they're doing and Hillary Clinton wins, will they be responsible for supporting Hillary Clinton's radical left-wing agenda? Now, these are the people I'm talking about. Time to name names. Bill Kristol, former Governor Mitt Romney, Susan Collins, Jeb Bush, Ted Cruz, Ben Sasse, Lindsey Graham, Meg Whitman, and many, many others. Refusing to support Trump, it seems they're effectively supporting a woman who has proven time and time again that she is a liar and a corrupt politician.
So there is. All right, so there's about 6 other minutes of there. Giuliani comes on with one of the other Fox hosts and starts talking about how it's traitorous and treasonous and un-American, etc. So 2 things. What happened to Hannity and what the hell happened to Giuliani? I used to
Giuliani,
like
I think, is a much bigger disappointment for me. America's mayor. He's, and I happen to live in, New York City right at the end of, or right after he ended his term and right post 9/11. It's so disappointing. And to use the words traitor and treason for not supporting a political candidate of a certain party is actually, to me, the more traitorous thing. That is ridiculous. This is the United States of America. Our Constitution absolutely allows for any of us to support and to vote for whoever we would like, no matter what our title or standing is. And they have to earn our vote. And I am sorry, but Donald Trump nor Hillary Clinton has earned my vote. And that does not make me a traitor, nor does it make me treasonous. That I do not feel confident enough, and I value my principles enough to not vote for either one of these absolute charlatan conmen. / woman. Sorry, got to be politically correct. Because they both are. They're both lying liars who lie. And I can't even stomach them doing this list of people that they will hold accountable, particularly sitting senators and U.S. representatives, that I can only figure they will go actively campaign against. So then does that not make them the traitors and the treasonous ones if they will not support them in their endeavors to renew, themselves in Congress because they don't support someone who represents their party? Won't that make them the traitors? I can't even. The rhetoric here is something that just makes me absolutely livid.
I mean, all of it honestly legitimately has me angry because I mean, you have to understand the issues that I'm having to come to terms with, just like a lot of other people. I honestly really thought that the Republican Party stood for the things that the people that were telling me they were conservatives actually said it stood for. But the truth is it doesn't. It didn't, and I'm beginning to wonder if it ever has. Except for maybe when it was being run by Lincoln. Because I don't know when it all became about power and when it all became about hanging on to the power. Because we have one party that says, hey, we want smaller government. We want you guys to have more control of your life. And then we have the other one that says, we know how better to take care of you. But the issue is, one of them is openly telling us what they want to do and people are buying it. The other one is telling us the opposite, but is secretly agreeing with the party that's telling us what they want to do, and there's a large segment of people that are buying it. I don't understand how we got to the point where there is literally no difference between the Republican and the Democratic Party. I mean, they might as well just rename themselves the Republican Party and be done with it. Figure out who's going to chair it, change your name, and move on, so that in 4 years, those of us who actually want to have a different choice can form another actual second party, not the third party, but a second actual party, and try to do something to freaking change things, because this is becoming asinine. When you have people I have raised my children listening to Rush and Hannity and a lot of other folks, and it's because of people like them that I even started doing what I'm doing right now. And to have them turn heel and look at me and tell me, after they used to tell us day in and day out that as conservatives, people need to earn our vote. Now all of a sudden they've adopted the Democratic stance of he's the nominee, lockstep or else. Y'all can all kiss off. I wasn't raised that way.
Excellent point. That is an excellent point. And Hannity, I feel, who I listened to a lot when I was in college, I feel most of all, Hannity and Laura Ingraham both were always talking about politicians earning your vote, walking the walk that they talked. And here they are just completely rolling over, belly up, and giggling and telling us all to get in line and practically and just vote shaming people and just absolutely being absurd about this. This is a complete turnaround for me from where each of them, the things that each of them were preaching even 5-10 years ago. Now, suddenly it's Donald Trump. We're up against Hillary Clinton, which I understand the hate for. And it's a whip snap, get in line or get out, and I'm going to call you a traitor. That is so un-American to me. And it's lockstep with what a bunch of his supporters are like online, that they want to say, or just people want to brush off as just kind of kooks, and that's not representative of the American people and of the mindset behind supporting Trump. And I got to tell you, the more and more I see it, and even the people I talk to in real life, that more and more kind of fall under his little spell, I guess, in order to defeat Hillary and the things they convince them of and what they reassure themselves of. It's actually right on the nose that they are representing exactly what those people are, and it's not fringe, and it's not just alt-right, and it's It's the norm as far as a Trump supporter goes. And it just makes me sick.
All right, so on the way out, a little bit of an update. Just had Ron in the chat mention that Phelps gets silver in the 100-meter butterfly. And Ron, I think it's live bears too. I'm not going to say the rest of it on the air if you're not in the chat. You just missed it. I'm sorry. All right, so that is going to do it for this particular episode. Actually, I thought I saw Miss Boots in there for a second, and then she left, so whatever. All right, so anyway, that is going to do it for this particular episode. I didn't realize we were already pretty much out of time. So I guess what we do, as we always do, as we come to a close, why don't you remind folks where it is that they can hang out with you off air if they should choose to do so.
Well, mostly come bug me on Twitter. I'm super annoying. So at J Homestead, you can find me on Facebook, JR Homestead, and then at misfitpolitics.weebly.com.
Wait, if you're super annoying, what does that make me?
Oh, we're both annoying.
Well, this is true. Okay, just checking.
We're annoying tweeters. We just tweet constantly, and we're just, we're annoying. It's fine. I accept it.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to lie. Apparently, I have been annoying a lot of people lately because I've, been on this completely, we're going to die if something doesn't change kick, and apparently people are becoming annoyed with it. But, hey, I don't really know what else to do. It's kind of what I started all of this for, was to try to warn people that we were screwed, and this election cycle is proving it over and over again. All right, so if you choose to hang out with those of us that are completely crazy and never Trump folks and basically trying to wake people up before it's too late, you can hang out with me on Twitter at AOTR_host. You can also shoot me an email at rick@klnrradio.com. You can also shoot me an email at ricky@thesparkradionetwork.com, or you can give the America Off the Rails Facebook page a like, or you can go find my professional Facebook page, Rowdy Ricky Robinson. I promise at some point when I can find an extra 5 minutes, there will be a Jenn and Rick Facebook page coming soon, but I still have to finish the intro first. That's right, folks. We've been running now for 3 months on an incomplete intro. I'm such a slacker. Anyway, have a great night. Enjoy the rest of your week. We're almost there. And as long as you don't have Dish, go enjoy the Olympics. Just saying.
I wouldn't if I could, 'cause I'm proud as hell. I can't bring myself to do what it is you think I should.
You are listening to KLRN Radio, where liberty and reason still reign.
All writers are prone to becoming so attached to our characters and stories that we struggle to see why a passage may not be working. It takes another set of eyes to help us nurture our writing to full maturity. At Black Wolf Editorial Services, we strive to enable writers to develop and grow, shaping stories into masterpieces that can stand the test of time. Editing services are provided for all genres and all age categories. Services range from critiques of the short story through to line edits of the full-length novel and copy editing for those preparing for publication. We also offer assistance on generating a writer's bio for your websites, as well as help with those book blurbs and promotional material. We won't abandon you to the masses. We want to celebrate with you in your successes. Black Wolf Editorial Services, nurturing your writing into maturity. For a full list of services and prices, visit us at blackwolfeditorial.com.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control over your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank account, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problems now by calling the experts at Tax Mediation Services and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. Tax Mediation Services is accredited by the Better Business Bureau. Call now for a free case review and a price protection guaranteed quote.
Call Tax Mediation Services now at 800-610-9050. That's 800-610-9050. 800-610-9050.
KLRN Radio has advertising rates available. We have rates to fit almost any budget. Contact us at advertising@klrnradio.com.
This is Slickery Trigger for Rebel Road Tactical. With proper care and feeding, your pistol will be ready when you need it. There to save your life. Shouldn't your gear be that good? Whether you need a holster for comfortable everyday carry or a tough-as-nails holster for your next training course, Rebel Road Tactical has what you need. Check us out on the web at rebelroadtactical.com.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-516-7602 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-516-7602 to take your call right now. Call 1-800-516-7602. That's 1-800-516-7602. Again, 1-800-516-7602.